Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, and let's get straight into it. You see the title of it. This is the Bank of Trading Value today, where we share the thoughts and strategy mindset behind some of the maybe a way that you can make a profit on the trades. Obviously, you do your own research, and this is not financial advice, just used as an educational tool there. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't give financial advice. But with that being said, you saw the title of it, so think of it this way. You were doing well on your trades. You're like, yeah, I'm making money. I'm making money. And then, boom, somehow you went from making money to now you lost money. You got your hand in your head, face palm. You're like, even worse. Now you get in an argument. She's like, yeah, you said this, you said that. You were talking all big and bad just an hour ago. What happened? And then you're like, well, what had happened was I've been there. I've been there a lot. And for the women that are out there doing it, you got to explain to your family members that you borrowed the money from. You're like, oh my goodness, and all of that. Hey, it's not a good feeling. All right. So, what I'm going to show you is this from my trades. Let's start at the very bottom. I know you guys can't really see the pointer like that. So, instead of doing it this way, let me lock these screens here. Instead of doing it this way, we're going to try to look at this pointer here. So at the very bottom, you see $59 profit. You see the trade size on the left is $10. Okay, we're starting at the very bottom. Above that is 23. Oh, let's go to the account. You see $405 in there at the top. Total 2422. So 2,422. This was taken on the 10th of March. Obviously, you can see it's one something in the afternoon. And then the referral ID, I had blocked that out because who knows if they want to share it or not. Yeah. Anyway, you can use CCA1 if you sign up for Rollbit. Use our referral ID. That would be greatly appreciated. Now, what I have is somebody else's referral ID. I didn't know if they wanted to share it, but now that I think about it, I guess it could have benefited them for people looking at this. But CCA, I think it is, not CCA1, but one of those two. Now, you can see that I have $2,16 in there. Now, if you go back to that video where I was doing the 500 to 600 in 1 hour, the $100 profit in an hour, think of it this way. What I used to do is try to just withdraw the money, but then after a while, Rollbit, if they see, because what I would do is I would get to a certain amount, wherever it is, it's either 500 or 1,000, usually at 1,000. Every time I make 100 over there. And sometimes even on the way up, I'm like, hey, I just did pretty good. Here's $60, let me pull it out. Here's $20, let me pull it out. And I'm pulling out. And for the people that have been around, you saw some of the withdrawals and everything. I showed you the shots in the lives for that. What Rollbit will do is it'll start saying, hey, we need to contact customer service and blah, blah. And then I said, oh, it's because in their system, they're seeing a whole bunch of withdrawals instead of just, one lump sum or something like that. Or a few of them, you're seeing them like real fast because my trades don't last that long. So yeah. Now looking at this, what I did this day is I wound up getting 3,700 in there. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, bear with me for a few minutes. There's a reason why I'm sharing this. The next day I lost $600 of that. So obviously that means it's still a net win, but I didn't want to lose 600. Now on this day, it was 2422. What I learned to do is I had used someone's referral code. And unfortunately, they're not getting the referral profit from Rollbit on Rollercoaster. Now, if I use a slot machine, they would. But it doesn't do it on Rollercoaster, even though they're like, hey, that has a house edge. I don't know why. I think they should change that. But in any case, I use that to separate the money. So instead of withdraw, it does tempt me a couple of times. That's the only problem. I want to get the thing out of sight, out of mind. But this is the next best thing that could do it. So in this case, on that day, what I did was I would get 100, put it into the referral ID thing. I had a separate one from that. Get 100, put it in a referral ID thing, get 100, do that, and then on the fourth 100, I left it in there, so then it'll be 500. Then I did 1, 2, 3. On the next one, then it's 600. Obviously, you see that I have made 200 plus the other 600 that I pulled out, so that's 800, and then so on and so forth. I made 1300 that day. So that's what I was doing. Now let's go back to the bottom. And the reason why I do that, another thing, is because I want to reset in my mind that I really didn't make that much. And because if I'm thinking I make that much, this all goes into the psychology of trading, the emotions. And I'm about to explain it right here. So let's go to the very bottom. Trade size is $10 on the left. Then you can see 1000x leverage. And then on the right, $59 profit. The right above it, still the same thing. $23.33, $36, $14.94, and then $12. Now you see the profits were, more or less kind of shrinking. Also, if you look at the entry and exit price, let's just look at the exit price. You see that this is 975, 975, 982. And then you even look at the entry and exit. I didn't stay in there very long at all. This is like a snap. In many cases, it was just like it pumped up or whatever, it did what it did, and there you go. And then it's $9.94. What did I do? I went down to $5. Now the reason why is the same reason why I like to, at my point, take out 100, or sometimes 20, sometimes 40, whatever. It just depends. The reason why is because I don't want to feel too positive, too negative. Right? Because if I start to feel too positive, which in this case, I was feeling pretty good about myself, but this wasn't the exact reason why I lowered it. I do lower it even later on because of this reason. The reason why I lowered it here is because it was getting close to 1,000. As you can see, the entry prices, I started getting liquidated right there. And it really did happen. I'm like, okay, this one, this one, this one, this one. You can see I'm entering in real quick because this thing was really pumping up. So I'm like, okay, this is going to do one or two things. Either you're going to sit at 1,000 or it's going to do a certain number. And I share that with the private group. If you guys are interested in a private group, go ahead and look at the description below. It's not really too much money a month. We're going to talk about the trading strategies on Rollbit. What is it, like a few cups of coffee or something like that, $30 or $50 or whatever it is a month. And then we talk about other things, because so it's not just trading. I want something that's of value. I decided to do something different instead of just crypto trading groups. So if you're paying something a month, we want to make sure that you have the ability to make at least that right back. You're going to make that, and then in my hope, you will make even more than that every month, so that it gives you more value than what you're paying for. So whatever the price is, just check below, and then that is the monthly fee that you got. And we talk about trading. We talk about other ways that you can grow your money and then make money and everything. Instead of going to a university, it take you years and years, and you might make money. Just go here, right? Not financial advice, of course, because we're talking about things outside of trading in there too. This was something new that I decided to create. So as far as the group size, you might be one of the first ones. So now I got it at $5. You see, I get liquidate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row. Okay, that's $25 gone. So I'm going to eliminate the one for 23. That's how I'm doing in my head. I'm like, okay, I just gained basically $60 here, blah, 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 right there. Okay. Now, over $150 is what I think I gained. If I do rough, quick, guesstimated math. Yeah, 130 to 150. So somewhere around there. So I'm like, okay, I just got over 156 cents. Yeah, good job. I made 56 cents. And then boom, lost another 5. So that's 30. So now I'm at $100 profit. But you still see I'm using 5. Now I got 14. Now I got here. Now I'm there. Now I made about 13 or 15 extra dollars. So now instead of 130, now I'm at 145. Now I get liquidated at $5. What I do, because I'm feeling real good about this now, I decide, nope. Now you see up here, it's the fifth from the top, $2.50 on the left. I make $5.70. So I just balanced out that. So I'm still 145. Then I get 2 liquidations. I went back down. Then I got 5 something. And then boom, the rest is history. I'm just at that day I was just pretty good. Now compare that to, and the reason why I use this one because this is a perfect example of that. I was trying to train my girlfriend, and well, here we go. Her account's smaller now. Um, Hopefully you guys can see it on the screen. Let's start at the bottom because the bottom are the most recent is at the top, and the bottom is where like you're starting. So starting from the bottom again. So you see 17 cent profit. Then it goes 7 cents, and her account. I'll just tell you this: her account started at just over $5. She got it was $5.44. Yeah, $5.44 cents. 5.44. She got it up to $14. It took her a few hours. Now I am over here like I'm resting up, barely paying attention, kind of sleep or whatever. And then I said, hey, remember this, remember that. And I want to get into trading, but I'm mainly trying to teach her. But I was resting, minding my business. She's doing good. I'm like, oh, good job, good job. I think I praised her too much, and then not paying attention. So you see all of these 13 cents down, all of that. Then it's 90 cents. So it kind of makes up there. But you see her going and going. In my opinion, that's a little bit too much. But you did see, to be fair, that I went and it was 55555. But I had made a decent amount. Now at this point, when she's going a 13 cent route, she's not making grunting sounds. She's not seeming like she's frustrated. She said, "Oh, explicitive, right? Damn." But she had already gotten to, where was that? I think she was at almost 10 right here. She was like around 9, and she was trying to get to 10, and that's the problem. I used to do this around $100. Then I used to do it around 1,000, and I kid you not, for literally $2 difference, I'm at $998. Started the day probably somewhere around either under 100, at 100, even it could have been $400, $500. Sometimes it was under 100 and I got there. It don't matter because the result was this. It'd be like $2 away, $4 away. It'd be really close to $1,000. And a lot of those times I did start with something relatively small. Could have been $20, could have been 40, could have been 200, right? Guess what? At the end of the day, losing money. And a lot of times I had went to zero. Huh? You went to zero? Yeah, I went to zero. After starting with 200, you got there. I mean, you couldn't have did. How many of y'all can relate? Smash the like button if you can relate and put a comment below. Now, she did wind up coming out of this with a net profit here. But then here we go to number 2. See this? And now her trade sizes are now going up. Now you see that she had did better. This is kind of like the rule of thumb. There's certain check marks. She's using 13 cents here. You can see. Then she went up to 50 cents. I'm guessing because she must have made, if you do the math here, she must have made it back and then a little bit extra and she hit a certain mark. And then you see that she's at 25, probably being safe, because if she was using 50 cents, then that means she's being safe. You use under the amount. And obviously you guys learn the amounts and everything that I would use and everything and from my strategy if you join us. So anyway, now you see this right here. She's still doing pretty well. But here's where she messes up. Do you guys see this? Look at the screen. She went from 66-cent profit, losing half a dollar, half a dollar, half a dollar, a bunch of freaking times. She's at 14. Now, for some reason, she didn't lower the amount, because after you get below a certain area, just like you get to a certain area, you can increase the amount or you can lower the amount. So unlike what I did when I was making more money and then I got to a certain area and I got more confident in myself, I lowered my trading size. She instead left her trading size the same. So at least she didn't do the mistake of increase it. You know, some people increase the trading size. But what she did was she lowered the trading size. I'm sorry. She left the trading size the same. But the result still, while it took longer, was about the same, guys. Okay, it was about the same. She winded up at 0. Now, this is what I winded up doing. I'm hearing her grunting and saying this curse word, that curse word, this one and whatnot. And then guess what? I said, hey, stop, pull back, get away from the screen. She's like, I got this. Even at that point, because it's good to have an accountability person around you, but this is why I wanted to make this video. Even with an accountability person, now you gotten into gamble mode. This is why this roller coaster was created by Rollbit. It's literally like a gamble, especially if you approach it with emotions and stuff like that. I got this. It's okay. Now with me, most of the time I wouldn't get into that thing, especially if I'm losing. Now if I'm doing well, I'll be like, no, I'm good, I'm good. But if I'm doing bad and somebody saying that thing, I'm like, damn, they right. Gotta pull away. This is the first time I saw her like this. She's lost some money and gained a little before, but she's just, get away from me. I got this. And then went to 0. So everything she worked on that took her, was it 2 hours? She was doing actually a very good rate. Had she kept at what she was doing, she would start at 5 and probably ended her trading day between somewhere around $50 to $200. It just depends on when she ended and if she could have kept up the statistical momentum that she was on. But at the very least, getting to $50, yeah, I can see that. From 5 to 50 would have been easy. Well, easy. I put that in quotes. I don't want to kid you all. But instead, she didn't listen and winded up like this. Winded up like this. Right there. Angry at herself. Feeling stupid. Feeling sorry. How many of you can relate? Drop the comment below if you can relate to that and you want to stop feeling like that. You want to stop feeling like that, whether it's with Rollbit, whether it's with Forex, whether it's with any other cryptocurrency trading, or just in general with a business that you're doing. Why don't you join us? Because we're going to talk about all types of things that are in there. Now, while I don't trade Forex, I do not touch that. If you guys hear some sound, it's my rabbit scurrying around in some whatever she's scurrying around in. But I don't trade Forex. But these mindsets, the strategy that's there, in my opinion, I can see it used there, because if you can't control your emotions and contain them when you're trading, does it really matter if you're using 1000x or 2x? Does it matter that you're using 100x or no leverage? Does it really matter? Because if you get into the mode where you're losing money and then you just emotionally respond, oh my goodness. Now, liquidating is forcing you to exit the trade. But there are people that didn't use leverage and then they make money and then they go to 0. And then somehow they got less than what they started with. It might have taken a month, 2 months. Still same result. There are people that blow their accounts on a regular basis. Some blow it faster, some blow it slower. So just letting you guys know, that's how that was. Let me know if you, hold on, now she's chewing stuff. All right, I had to pause the video and come back. So anyway, yeah, if you are not able to control and contain your emotions, it's not about not feeling them, okay? I'm human. I feel the emotions. I feel frustrated. I feel angry. I feel happy. I feel content. Look at this like, and I'm going to say this again. Look at this like if you're in chess, because if you're not at the Grand Master level, and you can look this up, most matches at the non-Grand Master level are determined by the people's emotions on their move. If they feel a negative emotion on their last move with the current move, then their next move is most likely also going to be messed up. If they feel positive now, then their next move is going to be positive, most likely. Statistically speaking, it's like once it gets into that rhythm, you got to have something that breaks you out. But with using your own money, you can't afford to do that. Unlike a chess match, unless you're betting money on that. But using your money in trading, you can't afford to do that, because what most likely will happen is, it don't matter if somebody puts $20,000 in your hand, $20 in your hand, $2 in your hand, or $20 million in your hand. And we know people that have lost all types of money like that. That's where people jump off and unfortunately delete themselves. They commit suicide, unfortunately. The reason that it's worse when you have the money in your hand is because it's not something you can get up and walk away. Yeah, you can feel very frustrated with the game. And unless that's your livelihood, which some people it is, you kind of walk away and you feel just like, dang, just like a Call of Duty or something, or playing some other game, Halo. But with the money, you probably borrowed it from somebody. You probably got to pay bills. You took that out of your check and you said, I could have bought some food, spent it on a stripper, spent it on this dude, spent it on this woman. Just depends. Some of the women that I've spoken to, she said, man, I should just use that on this guy. We could have went out somewhere and at least we could have enjoyed ourselves. But instead, I took that money. I think it was like $300 something out of her paycheck. And she used it in a trade. She gained it. She said she got up to about 900, like almost 1,000. And she said her original goal was she was going to make an extra 100, pull out, 20, then go somewhere with her and the guy or do something like really chill. But if she did better than that, then they were just going to take a trip. And she wanted to do that with her guy because he would do things for her. And instead, she said, okay, once she got over the virtual goal, I said, did you pull out at least a 20 when you got to the goal that you got to? No, she didn't. Then she kept going and going and going. And then her goal was like, okay, if I could just get this to 1,000. No, that's what happens to us a lot. We got to have benchmarks and goals. And obviously, if we go over them, cool. But what happens if we go over it and then we start to come back down? Stop when you hit your goal then. That's what they call a rolling stop. But instead, we don't have the rolling stop for ourselves. So we wind up losing out. If you are informed by your emotions, you may be able to more easily make profits. It's telling you something. You didn't do well on the last few trades, slow down. You didn't do well on the last few trades, half or quarter the amount of money you're using. You're using $1 now, okay, use half of that. Or better yet, use half of that. And slow down. Think, breathe. Look at this here. Oh, this actually isn't a good time to trade. Let me wait about 10 minutes. This trade will be these things will be here. Yeah, I got things I got to take care of, but hey, you know what? It all comes in due time. It's okay. I can afford to wait 10 minutes. I can't afford to just trade here out of frustration and go to zero. That's what you got to remember. So, guys, if you like today's video, leave a comment below. I just wanted to give a demonstration because I saw that and she became emotionally unhinged to the point where she wasn't even listening to me. And that doesn't really happen like that, especially as she was trying to learn trading from me. Yeah, that was kind of, strange. That was kind of strange. Now, guys, what do you guys believe that you can do now and what you can learn from this video? Type what you learned below. And also join in there, or if you would like to, just leave a comment and say, how can I join the group that you guys have? Because right now, even now, since it's newer, I am trying to decide whether it's Telegram or Discord. I like Discord because you can separate different groups. Telegram is just, there's a lot more people that's just kind of use that and everything, but the groups can be deleted very easily on Telegram. So I'm kind of hesitant there. So most likely Discord. So if you like to join that, you can click that link, and then in the Discord itself, once you're there, we can give you how you can sign up for us. I'll catch you all on the next one. This has been CCA's Bank of Trading Value. Peace out.